With that polished stainless steel, I can put it wherever I want. It reflects or mirrors the surroundings. You don't even take notice of it.
Oh, wow.
When you're at a wedding. I mean, you know what it is, but from a photogenic standpoint, it's not, staring you straight in the face.
You know what? When they're doing their selfies and the
Yes.
Gen Zs are taking their pics and doing this and they're taking a picture with it, it looks like a drink trailer. It does, guys.
It does.
Go look it up. It looks like a flipping drink trailer. They're like, "Hey, girls, everybody over here.
Let's
go
over here.
Over here. Everybody by the shitter. Everybody over here. Let's take a pic." Whee! Welcome to the Small Business Safari, where I help guide you to avoid those traps, pitfalls, and dangers that lurk when navigating the wild world of small business ownership. I'll share those gold nuggets of information and invite guests to help accelerate your ascent to that mountaintop of success. It's a jungle out there, and I want to help you traverse through the levels of owning your own business that can get you bogged down and distract you from hitting your own personal and professional goals. So strap in, adventure team, and let's take a ride through the safari and get you to the mountaintop. Alan, I ain't scared of shit. Alan, I don't care what you're talking about. I love that music. So our guest came on before we got started. He says, I want to know why you call it the Small Business Safari. Are you guys big outdoorsmen? You like safari? I'm like, no. As a matter of fact, I'm scared of I'm scared.
You are so afraid of wildlife.
I am.
Like a little deer poop in your yard and you panic.
I came out with a shovel. I'm ready to start taking people out.
I'm going to take shelter because there's a bunny in my bushes.
We do this podcast in my basement. I can look out the window, and one time Ellen says, "What are you doing?" And even the lady said, "Squirrel." I'm like, "No, it was a rabbit." And she was like, "Oh, he's serious. Oh yeah, he is. He is totally ADD."
Dressed.
I was like, "Get out of my yard, man!" I saw a deer out there chewing on my bushes, and I'm in a gated community. I'm like, "You're not allowed in here. Security, get out of here. I can't do it." And in my book, From the Zoo to the Wild. So here I am in the entrepreneurial wild. They're like, "Oh, Chris, you must love the safari. You must love going out in the woods." I am sitting here fighting poison ivy yet again, and I think it's because I was trying to find a lost golf ball. I really think that's what happened.
First world problem.
So that's the extent of the outdoors there.
I am outdoors adjacent, David. I am outdoor adjacent. I got a place in the mountains. Love going there. Go up there, get out there, get on my boat, get in the kayak every once in a while if I want to feel one with nature. And then the minute I see like we have turkey up there, we have deer up there, we got bear up there. As soon as I see one, I am running right back into the house and turning the TV on and watching.
So I got to say, this last weekend I was up in Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
DeCouflet's neighbor calls, and husband's away in Florida. Wife calls. There's a copperhead in the garage, and so we're like, okay, we'll swing by. And he chopped the head off with a shovel and held the snake up. I just can't see you doing that.
Nope.
Yep, blood dripping everywhere.
I actually,
we got a whole batch of cookies out of that, though.
Well, you know what? As a matter of fact, I had to scoop out a dead mouse on the foundation of the house when we were up in the mountains this weekend because we're an hour north of where that was, and it had already started to rot. And as I'm scooping it and throwing it on the other side of the property, I'm gagging like a beast. And my daughter comes on and goes, "Dad, what's the problem? Are you dying?" I'm like, "No, I had to scoop a mouse and throw it away." She goes, "I could have done that for you."
Oh my God.
I'm like, "I know.
So
I can't be outside." Unless I'm
y'all
playing
would
golf.
probably. I've got it's great. I've got a 10'2" giraffe right when you walk into our foyer, like real giraffe.
What?
Like
Oh my God.
So that's the whole safari thing because we went on a safari a few years ago,
And
and
brought home a giraffe?
my oldest daughter, shot one of the giraffes and brought it home, and we mounted it. It's
Oh
beautiful.
my God. David, you have got to send me a picture of that. I'll give you my cell after we're done.
It's like a museum. It looks like something out of a museum.
Oh, this is crazy. Guys, we got to get into this talk. Let's get going. You guys driving around, you're making this thing happen. You did not want to hear about how afraid I am of outdoors, but
Paint a picture, first of all, of what we're looking at.
so if you're not watching this on YouTube, you should, because as my video guys are all telling me, video's king. You got to make videos. I've been making videos. If you're not following my videos, by the way, I've re-engaged my old intern, Michael Dees, and he's coming back. And as soon as we get this thing rocking and rolling, people, We're bringing him back on full time because I'm going to give him that big boy job and bring him back.
You going to get back to what I just said? Can you describe what we're looking
All right. So for my pod
this
listeners,
handsome guy over here.
to be honest with you, man, he's got the Beatles haircut. So I want you to picture Mop Top with a full beard.
Big beard.
And the reason Al and I are saying that, and I'm leading with hair, is because neither of us have any, and no facial hair except Alan has a little Van Dyke going on, not a goatee. It's a Van Dyke, I know that, but it's all great, huh? It's all great. He is all solid stuff. But what's he sitting on? He's sitting on a big purple throne. David Sauers, Royal Restrooms. We got to get into this thing. We got some shit to talk about today. David, let's go, baby. What have you done, man? Tell us what you started.
Oh, wow. I tell you what, going back to you, I am a creature of comforts. I like nice things. I like doing things comfortable. And one of those is definitely going to the bathroom. I like it to be perfect. Nothing nerdy, nothing dirty, nothing at all. So that's what.
So you're not a big truck
ago,
stop bathroom fan?
Heck no, man. I am definitely one of those ones that, it says clean restroom. That's where we're going, on the side. But I started Royal Restrooms almost 23 years ago. We had a bad experience going to an outdoor festival. My daughter was potty training. We went in there. She ended up peeing all over me. I get aggravated, leave, go home, looking at my half bath at the house. And I'm like, why can't we do this on a trailer? Why can't we have a real functioning restroom for the outdoors? Why in the heck are we still going to the bathroom like the dadgum Romans? Like, come on. It's the 21st century.
Had nobody done this before you came up with this? Were you the first?
No, absolutely not. So we had big trailers, like big semi trailers that had multi-stalls that were used for golf tournaments and big, huge sporting events and stuff like that. But we were the first ones to come out with a small, privatized half bath trailer. And it really upended and started an entire new industry within the portable sanitation side. It started as something small. We had no aspirations of being big or really changing any kind of thing. We just wanted to change our community. We just wanted to make a difference here in Savannah. And before we knew it, it was popping up all over the place. Savannah's a big destination place, and people were like, wow, we're using the bathroom here. We're sitting down here. Like, I am never going to forget a Royal Restrooms. I don't want to go back to anything else. Before we knew it, we started hopping up and popping up in different places all across the country.
I got to tell you, when you look on his website, they're nice.
They're nice.
They got mood lighting. They got granite. All right,
let's paint the picture. All right. So you deliver Royal Restrooms to pop-up places. So concert venues, sporting events,
weddings,
wherever you can go. And then what you do is you try to elevate what the porta potty experience could have been as like a shithole, and we try to make it like a penthouse, right?
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, what we're providing is not necessarily luxury, but it is compared to the traditional porta potty. I mean, let's face it. Every one of your listeners, you, yourself, your family, y'all have all dreaded going to a portable toilet or had a bad experience. It's the smell. You're looking at other people's stuff. You're stepping in other people's pee. It's overflowing. It's.
Did I mention this kid gagged just trying to kick a mouse out, and it was smelling bad? I've been in the porta potties. I had to hold my breath, and I swear I was out of there. And actually, you were with me when I had one of my episodes when it was downtown at the Mercedes Benz, and we had to go to the porta potty at the Oregon. Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah. Well, so all of those things right there lead back to why we created what we did, to elevate the whole experience. I mean, you think of all of the events that go on, all of these people putting things together, bringing people there to have a good time. Weddings, it's some of these people's most memorable days. Why are you going to spoil it with something like that? A restroom is a human basic necessity. We all do it. We all have to do it. Why not do it the way that it's supposed to be done? the way that you're accustomed to, with free of anxiety, and get on and focus on the event. Focus on the reason you're there.
Hiring the right people shouldn't feel overwhelming. At Smart Hire Solutions LLC, they take a smarter, more human approach to hiring. Smart Hire Solutions helps you get the right candidates, carefully vets, presents only the best fits for sales roles, lead technicians, key team members, in-home services, construction, and many more. No resume pile nightmares, no wasted time. Today's labor market is tough to navigate, and having the Smart Hire Solutions LLC team on board makes it smooth sailing. Founder Tina McKenna brings decades of real-world experience, not only in recruiting, but in marketing. She runs this thing like a business that's involved with you. Check out their fresh approach at yoursmarthire.com. That's yoursmarthire.com. Or connect with Tina McKenna on LinkedIn. That's Tina McKenna with Smart Hire Solutions, LLC, yoursmarthire.com.
It sounds to me like it just started out with good old redneck common sense and ingenuity. Let's just put a toilet on a trailer. And then, but you had to put a generator on there. You're putting air conditioning on there. You got to have water on there. You got to have, and then what if somebody wants to keep it for a few days and you got to service it? I mean, there was a lot of stuff to figure out. So talk to me about
Well, all of those things that you said, what we did was I measured out a half bath that was in my house, and that's the blueprint that we got. A 6x4 space was the first stall size that we used. And then we just took it from there. We looked at how do RVs do it? How is it done in a marine? What are the holding tanks? What are the sizes? How can we make this? What do we need to put in there? What are the basic functions that I want, that you want, that other people are going to expect? We thought about space. If you're bringing family in there, if you're bringing, kids in there, or two women, how they'd like to ask somebody else to go to the bathroom with them. Those are all the things that we started to consider. And then it was usage. How long do we need it for? How long is an event? How many times can somebody go to the bathroom? It's crazy.
There's a little bit of math to it.
Facts.
We got 200 people, and Allen P's 6 times an hour
At least. But seriously, you're right with the volume and the math thing. Liquid versus solid. How much is this? How much is that? And you're like, oh my God, you had to figure all that shit out. I'm not meaning that as a pun, but I am kind of. I'll be like, oh my God. But you guys are figuring out the math already. I'm going to go back to just basic old starting a business. You got to have a customer to have a business. You got to have revenue to have a business. Cash is king, but revenue is queen. So how do you market this? Take me back through that part. I want to hear about the branding part before I get into the shit and what you do.
Well, at the beginning, this was just kind of a side hustle. It was something that, in all honesty, like I said, Robert and I just were like, you know what? We go to a lot of events. We do a lot of things. We can somewhat promote this from within our kind of inner circle, but if not, we know that Savannah's a high destination wedding place. We can sell this to the wedding planners. If we can't sell it to anybody else, we know that we can do it there.
Key point right there. I didn't sell it to the bride. I didn't sell it to the groom. I didn't sell it to the people coming for the destination. I sold it to the gate opener, the wedding planners. I think that is genius right there. As people are thinking about starting a business, or right now, if you're sitting here listening to this, he hit the people that see more of your potential clients than you do. That's called a gate opener. And man, that's key. Oh, that's such a big gold nugget. Yeah. Great one. All right, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's what we did. So we didn't have a whole lot of marketing. We did exactly what we did. We focused in on our key targets. There's only so many wedding planners. And of course, back then we did other things. We made it a little more personal. Back then there was the newspaper that had announcements. We would send out little handwritten letters, say congratulations on getting engaged. If you need us, we're here. It was a lot of those small things. We got involved more heavily with the boards that we were on, community involvement, like the Buddy Walk, the March of Dimes, those type of events that were community driven, but also needed what we provided. So it was getting in front of people, and it was hands-on experience from the beginning. We weren't just throwing marketing dollars out. We were actually doing the work, talking to the people, listening to them, and understanding what people needed. And a lot of people, they didn't understand what we had until they sat down on our trailer and came back, and they were like, best experience of my life. You got people taking pictures of a portable toilet and posting it and sending it.
That's solid. Are you doing this all as a side hustle as you're getting started? Before we get into the science of what you did, this is all side hustle. What was your first job? What were you doing then? And then tell us how that played into how you were able to develop this.
How far do you want to go back, first job wise?
Come on, man. I want the first job. Hit me. First job.
First job, I was a range boy at a golf course, and then I went and worked at a popcorn store on River Street.
All right, stop right there. First, so he was the guy out there on the cart that we all try to hit every freaking time, big guy, especially if I was his buddy. I really went after you. I'm from Michigan, grew up playing golf, and we had a great golf environment where I was at, but my buddies went to work at the range, and we used to all line up to go up there just so we could just pepper him when he's out there. So he's a range boy. Then he goes down to Savannah River Street. If you've never been to Savannah, that is the poppin' #1 place for Savannah tourism. And that's where you're going to meet all kinds of people who are coming in who aren't from Savannah. All right, so you're there. Keep going.
And, that I kind of think started my entrepreneur journey, I guess, because seeing different people there, talking with all the different folks that came in and seeing the needs. And one of the things that I saw early on was so many people were like, oh, I love your fresh lemonade. It would be so great if it was out there. I bought a tricycle and started selling fresh squeezed lemonade to all the trolley tours and at the drops and stuff like that.
That's an entrepreneur.
Dude,
that's one of the things.
You know what? Entrepreneur versus hustler right there, baby. I love it. How old were you?
Oh, gosh. 17.
Nice.
$4.15 an hour versus all of a sudden I'm making $300 or $400 in a few hours.
Nice.
Better than a server and everything else. But yeah, from there, college, worked different restaurants, worked construction crews, couple different industrial plants, and came back, and I actually became a professional golfer for a little while. Played on, got to hit one on the buy.com tour. My uncle is Gene Sauers. He's on the senior tour now.
He sure is, my friends. Oh my God, David, you are a golfer, brother. I love that. You gave it a shot on the buy.com. Talk about chasing your dream early on and doing that. That is such, I think we talked with another guest who came on with a podcast guest, and we're talking about what forms you. I mean, that time on the buy.com, trunk slamming and trying to do that and have that mental fortitude to make the cut every single week. I think that's something people don't really understand. That's amazing.
Well, I only got to play on one of them. I played on majority of them. That was the highest level that I ever got to. Most of the ones I played on was like the Teardrop Tour and the Hooters Tour and stuff like that.
Though. Same.
But I was still out there trying it. I was one of the playing professionals out from the Landings Golf Club here in Savannah. And then I got in a car accident and had several surgeries on my shoulder. Didn't get to play golf. Really, I haven't played much at all anymore since then. But went into banking.
I didn't mean to bring that up.
Go ahead.
My God, banking. Let's talk, big boy. That's where I came from to start this thing.
Well, I went into banking. A guy by the name of Pinky Butler that I used to play golf with.
That's a banking name right there. Pinky Butler from Savannah.
That sounds like a mom.
He definitely worked for SunTrust. Which bank?
He did.
Because that's where I came from, my friend. That's where I was.
And he came to me and he just said, you know what? I can teach you how to be a banker, but I can't teach you what you already got. And he's like, I want you to come and work under me and learn how to be a commercial lender. And from that standpoint, I kind of I started moving, started working, started seeing people in different small businesses, helping them out, started seeing the transitions, the lifestyle. And it wasn't all about money. Some of them that, just barely skimmed by, but they had control of their life. They got, they were responsible for what they did. They made, the buck stop with them. They couldn't complain about it with anybody else. The responsibility was theirs. And like I said, I felt like I'd always kind of had that entrepreneurial spirit in me. Both my grandparents owned small businesses. One was a drugstore, one was a TV appliance store. So I always felt like I would be headed towards that direction at some point in my life.
So you you were in commercial banking, and that was your primary job as you're working the side hustle. Again, near and dear to my heart, because while I'm an engineer and then I got into banking, that's where bankers get to see people. And if you're the right spirit for that, if you're the right heart for that, it's great for you. One of the things I was going to start before I started the Trusted Toolbox as a handyman remodeling company in 2008 was a community bank. But it wasn't because I was a good banker. It was because I knew how to merge and acquire banks. But it just that market and that appetite in 2007 had died. But I was at SunTrust and I worked with all the commercial bankers, and that's one thing you get to see, right? You get to see what small business looks like, and what the needs are, and what the wants are, and what the drivers are, and what the pains are, and you get to see all of that. And now you're running a side hustle, but you had this great benefit behind you. I just think that's an incredible experience that a lot of people don't take lightly. I don't think they get it. I don't think you get what you just got, and I think that really helped you as well. Do you think that? I mean, that's my thought.
Oh, absolutely. Because I didn't go to school I didn't have a business background. I graduated with a political science degree and an international relations degree, and so having those basic, fundamentals, it was new to me. So I was absorbing everything around me as much as I could. And I was seeing what other people were doing, what was good, what was bad. But I was also, sharing that information to help them better from what I learned from somebody else that was successful, that was another relationship of mine. So it was great. But just the whole experience, listening to people's ideas and dreams and how they thought about things was, it was inspiring. It made you feel good to hear these people's aspirations. And you wanted to see it through. You wanted to see their success. And for some, even though it wasn't me that did it, I had a small piece to play in their success.
All right, now Ellen, I'm letting you back in. I know you want to talk about how much shit do you have to hold, and how do you pump it,
and where do you put it?
And where do you put it?
I mean,
he's the operations guy. Well, he's going to get into this, so let's do it.
I'm like, you get into it, and it's like, well, what about ADA and what all the other government restrictions?
Oh, for the love! I mean, we just go to how do you figure out how to build a trailer that could hold this much? Because if everybody doesn't know this, one thing I do know: how much does a gallon of water weigh?
It's like 8 pounds.
8 pounds.
8 pounds.
Yeah. Use 8. So
like 8.6.
8.6 pounds. but who's the guy calculating shit? You know what I'm saying? Huh? So he's got to know how to carry all that. And plus it sloshes, moves, walks. So you got to build a trailer that can handle all this. You got to build this thing that's got to work out in the middle of nowhere. So
and if it's there for 3 days, you probably got to send people in to kind of touch it up and all. I mean, there's a lot to
there is, but when you provide something nice, it tends to stay a little bit nicer. When it's elevated like that, it tends to stay a little bit better. People respect it a little bit more. But getting back to some of the stuff that you said, Alan, that Robert and I, we drank a lot, try to figure out how much our bladders could hold and how fast we would pee and how fast we could fill up stuff, and it's those interesting things that you find out that, your bladder can only really hold about a cup, maybe 2 at a time before you have to go. So you start to learn these kind of weird things, and how long does it take somebody to actually go to the bathroom? So how many people can actually go to a bathroom, during the course of 1 hour? And a lot of people, it's so funny, and I'm jumping well ahead of everything, but you see there's a lot of different people out there that have restroom trailers now. There's a lot of different businesses. Um, you know, they all tell you, oh, 200 people, you need a 2-stall, 300 people, you need, it can hold up to 450 people. And seriously, we made all that stuff up a long time ago.
Now we're talking.
And
And now we know.
everybody uses those numbers, but we made all that stuff up. I mean, seriously, we have a 3-stall restroom that has a 460-gallon holding tank, and you tell somebody that that's good for 300 people. Man, that is good for like 300 people for like 2 days, 2 or 3 days, not for 4 hours. It's just, it's an arbitrary number because we didn't know what we were doing way back when. And it still does work, and it still does function. It still serves as a guideline, but there are other things that really come into play now that we know about. Unfortunately, that is kind of the standard norm now across the entire industry.
So you just said industry, but for most of us, we didn't even know this shit was an industry. So you did this 22 years ago, and you're franchising the idea, Royal Restrooms.
But what I know that you might not know,
Go ahead.
is he started licensing.
So he's licensing, not just franchising.
And then he kind of got forced into franchising, which I think is super interesting. Can you talk about that?
So you have read a little bit up on it.
Yes, I have.
Okay, smarty
No,
pants.
you're in Savannah, you're doing your thing. Everybody in Savannah is happy when they go to a festival, but then obviously people are like, well, I want this in Texas or I want this in Alabama. And you're like, all right. And you figure out how to license it, and you just kind of give them the name and then how it works. But then somewhere, some ugly bureaucrat raised their head, right?
That's right. Up in Maryland.
Oh, it was Maryland. I was going to guess California,
Maryland.
Massachusetts, one or the other.
It was. I'm pretty sure that it was Maryland. We did something at the governor's mansion or something like that, and on the back of our trailer, we had a bumper sticker that said, "For business opportunities, call this number."
Damn you!
And lo and behold, they called and requested our information, and they told us that we were a franchise and we were in violation of their laws. And the next thing you know, we get letters from like 14 different states, all within 7 or 8 days, telling
Wow.
us that we are in violation, and they shut us down. And we're not even able to respond to anybody until we get a franchise. They wouldn't allow us to respond to an email, a phone call, nothing to even tell them that we couldn't offer it right now.
Yeah,
I
because you
think
can't just wiggle your nose and become a franchise. You got to set up the whole documents. And yeah,
it's-
unbelievable
And-
amount of work.
all of the people that we had in Savannah, as great as knowledge and expertise that we had, it's still a small town. It's still small. And we were I think we were the first franchise to come out of Savannah. I
Really?
can't remember. Either we were the first franchise to come out, or it was either, oh my goodness, now I can't remember it's the alcoholic slushy drink. What is it called? What Willie's? They may have been the first, but if not, we were within the same year. But yeah, they stopped us, and it was.
So you got
a
stopped.
battle.
How'd you respond? Yeah, talk about that. Because for a lot of us, I think you got into business. It's still a side hustle, or has this become, at this point, was this you had quit and said, I'm going to go full on?
Well, I didn't quit. I got Robert was an environmental engineer. I got let go first. I got asked, do you want to be in the porta potty industry, or do you want to be a banker? And at that point, I had met my goals, far exceeding everything that I thought. And I'm like, wow, okay. Well, if, all of a sudden it's an image thing, I feel like, so I said, well, if you're asking me this, I guess I am fired, and it was maybe a couple months later that Robert got kind of asked the same question. So on the licensing thing we went. We didn't mean to license. It just happened. Somebody used our restroom. They loved it. His name was Andy Christian. And before he went back to Florida, he said that he wanted to do this. And I sat on the side of the road with him at Ronnie's and talked to him for about 2.5 hours. And he said, I want to do it exactly how you guys are doing it. I love the name and I want to be able to share trailers with you. And so that was our first office, was in Gainesville, Florida.
All right. So you're in Gainesville, and then you're rocking and rolling, and you're quote unquote licensing, and then somebody slaps you with this. Did you cease and desist? I mean, tell me how you worked your way through it. And by the way, the government's not listening to this. Okay, they probably are. So we can redact whatever you want. You just skip the high spot.
They're the government. They're here to help.
Shit balls.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. We went through legal counsel, which they hired out to offices in Atlanta and then DC and Chicago to get advice on how we're going to do this. We spent thousands of dollars all to come up with the same conclusion that we have to be a franchise. There's no point in really trying to
thousands
being a license.
Sure about just thousands?
It was a lot of thousands.
It's a lot of thousands.
It was a lot of thousands.
Or more than 10.
I got to ask you this, though. So just, I mean,
there we go.
As much as we all love the government's help, when you look back on it, aren't you in a better place as a result of what happened? Because now you've got this big organization, you get the annual meetings, you're getting together, you're kind of the big deal of all the franchisees, you get your giraffe in the lobby. That wouldn't happen if you were just a licensee.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. I don't feel like we run it a whole lot different except for a reporting stance than we did before. We're still very much a kind of family run operation. I mean, we're still figuring our way out with a national CRM system, and it's hard to get all of these people to transition properly to something because a lot of these people have been doing it for a long time. We've had a lot of operators, some for 20 years in this business. So those old habits are hard to change. But that's another reason why we've never had a real expansive growth. We've never put any money into trying to market to sell this. We've never gone with private brokers or marketers or even investors to build this business. We've put all of our money that we've earned right back into it and to our owners.
I like that one.
We've had a lot of franchise people on, either franchise brokers, franchisors, franchisees. We've had them all. After 4.5 years, David, we have a lot. You're telling us that today you don't hire brokers to go out there and sell your franchises for you and pay them to do it, and you don't market to get people to buy in.
Nope.
He just for the record, this is a podcast, David. I don't think he knows this, but he was shaking his head, and then he hit the word nope. So that's a big flipping nope. Wow. That's an amazing franchise. How many different franchisees do you have today? How many numbers? What's the number?
I think there's 26 different individual owners, and they operate about 50 different offices.
Wow.
We've got a new franchisee, Chris Clark. He is out in Salt Lake City. He just bought one of our from another office. Amazing guy. I'm super excited. The system is doing great. I'm excited to have some new blood. Brian Odell came on a couple years ago in Mobile, Alabama. Brian Waller in Marietta, Ohio. And we just opened another office in Albuquerque, New Mexico last year as well.
Congratulations.
Wow.
So how about the manufacturing now? So obviously you came up with the prototype and I'm sure I mean, they look amazing on your website, but I'm sure that first one 22 years ago didn't look like the one today. So do you have a manufacturer and so your franchisees have to source from this particular entity?
No, not really. So to back up, going all the way back then, There's a company called Wells Cargo, that
Not Wells Fargo. Wells Cargo.
Wells Cargo.
Okay.
And yes, when we started talking about producing this trailer, we went to a lot of different manufacturers, and they all pretty much laughed. They didn't take us seriously. But the guys at Wells Cargo, the owner, they're up in Elkhart, Indiana.
Big,
They were
big
producing,
RV manufacturing.
yes,
Yes.
they were producing a tailgate trailer for the owner up there. And this tailgate trailer they were putting a bathroom in it. And that really gave us a solid ground for how we were gonna do it. And that was our first two trailers that came out of that, was from that experience. Now there's a bunch of different manufacturers out there. You've got Satellite Industries, you've got Jag, you have Alpha Mobile, you have AOI that build all these trailers. It's an expensive process. We're talking that some of these trailers now, a 3 or 4 stall, they're $50,000-$60,000 a trailer. So it's a big overall expense. We've tried building our trailers a few times, and I have actually got one of my companies, Airy Transit. I've built a couple different restroom trailers. If you noticed on our website, some of our newer models, that the polished stainless steel one, the silver one, did you see that one on there?
Is that the one with the blue light?
I like it.
That's the one that I built and designed. And I did that because so many places are looking, they still look the same from 20 years ago. It's a big white cargo looking trailer box. I mean, nobody wants to see that at a wedding, so they're still putting us at a distance. With that polished stainless steel, I can put it wherever I want. It reflects or mirrors the surroundings. You don't even take notice of it.
Oh, wow.
When you're at a wedding. I mean, you know what it is, but from a photogenic standpoint, it's not, staring you straight in the face.
When they're doing their selfies and the
Yes.
Gen Zs are taking their pics and doing this and they're taking a picture with it, it looks like a drink trailer. It does, guys.
It does.
Go look it up. It looks like a flipping drink trailer. They're like, "Hey, girls, everybody over here.
Let's
go
take it here.
Go over here. Everybody by the shitter. Everybody over here. Let's take a pic." Wee.
You ought to see them. It's so funny because we'll go and there'll be 10 people standing around the trailer, most of them all girls, and they're all looking at themselves in the trailer.
Man, this is awesome. Genius idea. Love how you've grown this thing. In fact, Al and I are sitting here in Atlanta, and one of the things we were doing while you were talking was like, "Hey, we should buy this franchise." But shit, somebody's already here. I'm like, damn it. So why not? Because they're here. Because why? And this is where I think the business starts to really get creative. When you start thinking about your model and what you did and how you built it, who's your gate opener? I'm going to go back to that again because I love it, man. I think, again, cash king, revenue's queen. You guys are talking about the operational part of this and building the trailers. I like the idea of the branding and who is my target market? Who is an opportunity for me to diversify my portfolio? Here in Atlanta, we have the film industry. And there's more filming going on now in Georgia than in the state of California. I mean, it's like a stupid stat or whatever it is. I'm not in that world. If you want to hit me up, Chris at the Trust Toolbox, tell me I'm wrong. I'd love it, especially you guys from the country of California, which is no longer part of the United States. We'll talk to you some other day. But back to this. What are you doing to help people diversify their ideas? Because as a franchisor, I think your job is to give them the system. Your job is not to help them find the leads. A lot of times the franchisees think, "Oh, you got to find me the leads." Well, every market's different. So what are you doing to help them develop their markets?
That's a great question. So, Chris, you're exactly right. What 90% of the people from a franchise standpoint look for is they're expecting you to provide them with a lead. You know, I get on calls all the time and it's just like, oh, the website's not giving us a lead. The web, we're not converting. Okay, what are you doing? We have established what we know works, but you're not doing it. You know, are you out in the community? What are you doing? How are you contributing? You know, the thing is within our business, it's not something that you can just throw money at. Somebody is not, whoever's looking for our product, our main clients are repeat customers. They're not going to find you on the web because they already know you. Whoever finds you on the web is a one-off. That's it. It's a one-off. If they find you on social, that's great. And there's a lot of people that do social media a whole lot better than we can, but it's something that's hard to do and hard to maintain. And that's a facet of your business that you have to do. Somebody from corporate can't do it. You know, your digital platform requires a lot of hands-on from the local offices. You know, things that we do, we require, we want that office. Send me the pictures. I don't want a picture of just the trailer from setup. I want to know that you went to the event. Send me the picture where there's a bunch of people outside, not in it, but around it. People don't want to just see a trailer. That can be staged anywhere if you want. But now everything is geocoded. Everything is time-stamped. Google wants that. They don't want a picture from 10 years ago. You have to be involved. And that's something that's very hard to explain. And I know, a lot of different franchisors have the same problem with franchisees. And there's a very, distinct relationship that transpires. And it's always one of, hey, everything's great. And then it slows down and then it kind of picks back up and there's a little bit of back and forth. But the thing is the franchisee has to do their part within their market. They cannot rely on the franchisor to do everything for them.
100% agree. That's why I was asking that question. It just reminds me, Alan and I are really big on networking. We're here in Johns Creek, Georgia, which is outside of Atlanta. That's the number 5 best city in the nation, by the way.
Number 1.
No, it's number 5 now.
And we were number 1 2 years in a row.
We were number 1.
Did we slip?
We did. We're now number 5. We're still great though. But it just reminded me of, you know what? We have so many festivals here. If you just went and said, hey, look, I'll donate my trailer for the weekend. Just think of how many people use that. You put your sign out there and how many business owners who go, I'm going to have an event for my team. I'm going to do something. I want this experience. I don't want to stick out some porta-john where it's a plastic thing that drops off in Porta Potty City. I just think that's the kind of way you market yourself, because I think with your product, when you look at the website and everybody go out there and look at it, Royal Restrooms, it's different. And people go, well, it's just a toilet. Sure, it is. But it's not. If you're talking about dignity, you're talking about that story, you put your story on the website, I think that's great. And if you want to show your team that you're about them and their families and their dignity, I think that's just going to go a long way. It's not something everybody's going to go, oh my God, I went to the best toilet ever at that concert. Oh, I went to the best toilet ever there. But what do you get?
They might. They're really nice. And I remember when I went, and you said you didn't do golf tournaments, but I went to the tour championship and we were in a suite.
Yes, you were.
And of course. And I'm like, I had to use the restroom. And I'm like,
of course.
Oh, they got one of those trailers that are really nice. And that made me really happy.
Oh, I know. All of a sudden you can drink a little bit more. You're going to eat a little bit more. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to walk out.
There may or may not be a 5-year ban with me in the PGA Tour because I didn't want to go in that thing. May or may not. I'm just saying. But I'm like, if I'm golfing, bro, I'm at a tree, which is why I got poison ivy on my leg. Or I was looking for the lost golf ball.
Okay, I got a question to ask.
All right, go.
Yeah, okay. Right. So you basically started this industry, and you are not trying to scale aggressively, but whenever somebody does something right, you got a bunch of copycats, pricks that come along and they steal your idea, and they may be trying to grow faster. How do you How do you keep your competitive advantage, especially when you've probably got other people
Well,
trying to outgrow you?
I will say, they always say, oh, flattery is the best. I can't remember the saying now. What is it? Flattery is the is
No,
the
oh my God. He
We're,
just said,
we're all dumbfounded. I know what he was trying to say.
when you're copying,
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
thank you,
Yes,
Alan.
that's it,
We're
right there.
unblocked. We now
Okay.
can flush.
That's BS.
Had a little turtle idea coming.
That is total BS. It is so aggravating, to see so many different copycats and say the exact same thing that you've put out there and trying to make yourself different all the time.
They suck so bad when they do that. It makes me mad.
Yeah,
But
well, truth be, the competition, it doesn't affect me like I guess it does others, because the more awareness that's out there, the more our product is found. I mean, we continue to grow year after year, and it's because of the exposure, not just from us, but from other people in the industry. I mean, look at all the different coffee shops that are out there. Look at all the different hamburger joints that are out there. I mean, the more that things are out there, the better it is. The more knowledge there is about it. My thing goes back to branding. Make it memorable, make it professional, do it, continue to be innovative, and make this not about a portable toilet, but make it about the professional service, the service side of it, that you are reliable, that you can be counted on, that your assets are properly maintained. Those things are what has carried us for the last 22 years. How many other businesses can you say that about? Most of them don't last but a few years, and a large part of our businesses, they are small side hustles. They're not made to be able to handle anything large scale like long-term business, because they still have another job. They don't want to be called out at midnight because there's a clogged toilet somewhere, or they can't go fix or deliver a trailer during the middle of a workday week because they're at another job. This is what we do. We have the insurance that we can go. We have the credentials. We have the history and the knowledge of how to make it right so that there are not the mistakes that so many of these other companies do tend to make.
All right, we're coming to the end of this thing.
I got one more question.
Uh-oh.
All right, but we can't come to the end without Alan asking just one more of his famous fucking questions. Please, Alan, enlighten us.
How do I fix my collapsing left elbow on my golf swing?
He just told you can't golf as much
hey,
anymore.
all
Well,
you
you
do
can't-
is
you can't-
it's just backhand it. Just backhand like you're playing tennis. Just slap something like you're slapping it with the back of your hand.
Okay.
Slap the back.
All right.
Slap the back.
Your
Can we get
follow
back to
through.
shit now? David, this has been amazing, talking about everything you've done to scale. What's in store? What are you planning to do? Tell us how you're trying to grow. As entrepreneurs, we all love, for a lot of us, I started the Trusted Toolbox in 2008. People always ask me, did you franchise? How come you haven't franchised? Well, what a great name, man. Is it a franchise? No, it's not. I didn't do it. So I chose not to go that path. You did. What's the plan for Royal Restrooms going forward?
Well, of course, I would like to continue to grow, but our main focus is still our core base clientele. What I would like to see within our industry is starting to expand a little bit past just restrooms. We're a professional events service. That's what we do. So there are other aspects within our business that we can completely move into. I've started test marketing some, I've got pitch perfect TVs, which are some LED screen TVs. Got Savannah bar carts, which is some mobile beverage trailers. Now, these are just assets, but I'm also testing some mobile office trailers that are basically, it's an office space. I'm going to call it quick space so that it's, doesn't need power, but it's got a little bathroom, it's got a little kitchenette, and it's got an open area. But we're also testing some refrigeration trailers as well, because we do a lot of different events that need refrigeration, that need offices, that need beverage trailers. Even from
They say
long
you did
term.
showers too, right?
Yes, we do showers and laundry trailers as well. And we have some sink trailers.
Holy cow! So tell me, what tickles you every day when you wake up every morning? What is it? Is it helping the franchisees? Obviously, it is.
Sitting in that purple and gold.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not talking to us.
And he's
I'll
got
tell you
a
what.
ring. You got to kiss the ring.
I'll tell you what.
You had a. You wish you had.
You know, I'm pissed right now. In fact, I actually, the whole time I've been talking, I'm Googling, how can I get a throne and make Alan sit at my foot? Hey, here's Chris and Alan on the Small Business Safari. It's good. And I'm going to have this leopard skin. I've already got the whole thing designed as we've been talking.
You got a big
but David, you're out there helping your franchisees. We already can tell you are. But you're thinking about things. What's exciting you about the future?
It's all the different possibilities. The thing is what happens today is going to be different tomorrow. I mean, what I thought our business would be back in 2004, 2006, 2010, 2015, it's all changed. We're finding new ways to do things. I would have never in my life thought that the business would have been anything more than weddings and events. Now, a large part of our business is long-term. It is helping out businesses and industries with OSHA and staying compliant, being, making things handicap accessible, but providing something that is, nice, something that is memorable, something that is we still have people that are like, wow, that was amazing. Talking about your comment earlier, there was some kind of, I think, like a Kid Rock the Park concert that just happened at Ottawa Farms. Pull into the gas station and the lady's like, your bathrooms were not at the concert. I'm like, what?
No way.
What are you talking about? She's like, I know who you are. I know that you're Royal Restrooms and your bathrooms were not at the concert. She's like, I was so mad. And I'm just like, I have no idea who you are, but thank you.
Thank you.
You need to tell that person, you need to tell them, not me, that we should have been there.
All right, David Sauers, tell everybody how they can find out about you and your company. If this is something that tickles your interest, everybody. Alan and I just figured out we're shut out of the Atlanta market, but don't worry. After this, we're going to talk to him about how we muscle our way in. How can everybody find you?
Right. Well, as y'all have said, my business is Royal Restrooms. It's royalrestrooms.com. You can find us on all the social media applications, and we are in states basically nationwide from the East Coast to the West Coast. You can find me personally at davidsauers.com or on LinkedIn under David Sauers. And like I said, we are
ready to go
excited
international?
to help.
You ready to go
I
international?
would love it.
All right.
So we're
going to Australia.
Yeah, they flushed a different direction. Does that change the physics a little bit? The water goes the other direction.
I still haven't seen it flush the different direction, but I did go to China to help Beijing with the Beijing Olympics, help westernize their toilets. And I even went to Tokyo and did the same thing when the Tokyo
way. Oh, that's
cool.
Dude, that's awesome.
So a little cool fact.
David Sauers, you did not disappoint everybody. If you didn't learn something on this episode, that's on you, because it doesn't matter what industry you're in. It's all about being unique, being different, but also being a hustler, man. This guy started as a hustler, figured out how to hustle, always had a side hustle going, learned the trades, put the skills in your toolbox, get those tools built up, and then you have a chance to go to make some success, man. You have a chance to do some really cool things. And I think this one is a great niche industry that a lot of people don't think about. That's really cool. Royal Restrooms, go figure it out. David Sauers, you're awesome. Next time, we're doing this in person.
Absolutely.
Hey, I would love to. I will make sure that happens for sure.
All right.
Cheers.
We got to get out of here, man.
Cheers.
We got to keep making money. We got to go. Alan, let's hit the road.
Cheers.
See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Small Business Safari. Remember, your positive attitude will help you achieve that higher altitude you're looking for in the wild world of small business ownership. And until next time, make it a great day.